Hello guys, so today I want to share my experience with you. I have been using Hackintosh since very long ago, maybe over 10 years. Always had a spare Mac. The reason I always had an Hackintosh with me was it was more powerful. It was more fun to work. I could remove and upgrade parts anytime that I wish. And since after Catalina, my Thunderbolt device started not working well as I expected. Okay, that was because I was using the old way that I have been using to configure my Hackintosh, and I stuck with Catalina for 2 or 3 years at least. And then I saw the hype of M2 Mini, so I thought it's time for me to upgrade to the real thing to get my Thunderbolt interface working well. It did work well, but my experience was not as I expected. I will tell you why. First of all, the plugins was very slow to pop up to load. Even in Logic Pro, but now my main DAW is Bitwig. It says it support is native, but when I use it, it's not that snappy, So when you're feeling like you're cutting parts and moving the sounds around, it doesn't move well. There's always a small glitch, which I will come and show you later in this video. But now I want you to see how does the Hackintosh and the real Mac, very similar budget, compares. Hope you enjoy this, and anything you can ask me. If I can help you, I will help you. Or if you have any more inputs about this, you can let me know. This is the part that you should be having fun making music. And then when you click on the plugin, it works sometimes. Now you're calling the plugin. When it pops up, the sound just cut a little bit. In milliseconds, you feel it. It's not fun to work anymore. I hope you guys feel me on this part. Okay, now let's see the Hackintosh performance. Some of you guys might be thinking that building PC is cheap. It's cheap, but it's not that cheap. Especially if you consider the case and power supply, you can really go very expensive. Very unique cases cost a lot. One case may even cost $200, $300. Before buying the real Mac Mini, I considered these 3 parts, which you can go very fancy again, I would say that, or you can go very cheap. But everything I chose in this build, it was in the middle. The power supply, the CPU cooler, the higher clock CPU, the more powerful CPU you buy, the better CPU cooler you need to have. A good CPU cooler will cost you around starting from $35 to $100. Everything is possible. Depends on what you want. And on this build, this is the same build that I'm using to test this time. It's around $30. It's Thermalright. Because I was having ITX case, the system will go into the ITX case, so I need a low profile thing, And then what else? Power supply. SFX power supply is really expensive. So for 750 watts, it costs like $130. And if you take 750 watts, the normal size, the ATX supply, it may cost just like $50 for a good one, I would say that. So before buying this Mac Mini, I considered all these parts and I thought to myself, yeah, let's go Mac Mini. It's cheaper. I was thinking that I could save money on these essential components, which could also not be essential because things can get very expensive on PC cases and all. So on this build, on my Hackintosh build, I always go with Thunderbolt motherboard. I don't know, I just have some Thunderbolt interface. I always felt that it was more stable than the USB. But even USB works well. There's no real scientific test for me. As I said, I just feel that it's more stable. But I also had RME interface that was going through the USB. I still have it lying around somewhere here. But I thought to myself that the PreSonus Quantum 2626 that I'm using, it's quite worth the money. It's good. Yeah, it's really good. The sound is very clear. Mostly I do not record, I play back. The sound is quite fat. I hear the details better with that. Just my opinion. My studio is not treated. So now let's see if you have i7, i5 also works fine from Gen 8 to current gen. Everything works great. I have some scores for you on this. The scores that I have collected over some times. Let's go into it. So like we talked about this, about the performance. I always had minimum 32 gigs of RAM in my Hackintosh on my Intel CPU. So what I did today to match the performance of the M2 Mini off the shelf, M2 Mini Pro, I just removed one stick of RAM from the Hackintosh to be 16 gigs. And it still worked fine. Everything loads very snappy. You can see that when I click on the EQ, click on whatever I click, you get it right away. I don't know, for us like the electronic musician, the snappiness is a joy to work with. When you are like having some ideas in your brain, in your mind, you move things around. It's more fun. It's more, intuitive, something like that. So this is the Logic Pro. I'll show you like when you cut parts, paste parts. Over here I'm using the the demo project. So this is Hackintosh. Everything moves excellent. No glitch, no nothing. I've been using this machine for like few days. I'm quite sure after doing this video I'll just keep my Mac as a spare one, or I might even sell it to someone who needs it. So who is this Mac 2 M2 Mini Pro for? You guys, please don't kill me if you hear me out. I think it's for watching YouTube videos, and listening to some music, doing something which is serious but not that serious. You will get used to it, but if you came from more powerful machines, man or girls or whoever is listening, you might not be that happy. But for me, again, I'm in a mixed bag. The good thing about the real Macs are that they are very easy to use, very easy to assemble if you don't know how to build computers. Very easy to plug in mouse, keyboards, and all. Everything is laid out very clear. You have 4 Thunderbolt ports, but guys, you must know that it's a shared bus, I think. And whatever you guys think that you are getting 40 gigs, you are not getting 40 gigs of speed. You are getting only 30 gigs because the limitation of the hardware. The 40 gigs is just marketing things. It's based on the PCIe 3rd gen. It won't go. That's why when you plug in the SSD drive through Thunderbolt or through USB 4, the maximum speed on NVMe you are getting is only 2800 something. Even the OWC RAID box, you are getting 2800 something. You're not getting 40. If 40 gigs, you should get 3000 something, but you're getting only that. It's because of the hardware limitations. So I'm just fooling around with the benchmarks. Again, I'm not sure what is going to happen on this thing. So this is my latest test. You can see that in Geekbench 6, the CPU of the real Mac, this one, is 11K, which is like nearly the 11 gen. Little bit faster, but man, hey, yeah, it's okay. I don't know, you have to pay like twice if you buy that machine now. Used, of course, used. And on the new one, the i5, it's 14,000, which is a lot. And on the graphics side, if you use this one is 6600 XT on metal, you are getting like 120,000. And on the Mac Mini M2 Pro, you're getting 73, which is, I don't know, let's say 40%. And this card, if you're buying used at the moment, you can get around, I don't know, 100, 250, not more than that. It's very good card for the money, I would say. And this is the 5500 XT, which is also, I think, quite good for the money. It doesn't use much energy and it can be had for $80. Used, of course, not new at the moment. It's not available anymore, or maybe you can get on clearance sale price. And the performance is nearly the Mac Mini graphic card on metal. And OpenCL, let's see how is the OpenCL performing. It's 40,000 and 44, so it's roughly 10% less. And when we go to the Geekbench 5, okay, these are the things that I've been testing in the past. So I'm just using Geekbench 5 to remind myself what I've been playing, what I've been trying a long time ago. So this one is giving me 16, but my real fun, real joy of using the DAW was when I was on this machine, the i9 12 core machine. The problem with this machine was it was too huge, like very big, and it takes a lot of power, the energy. But the thing I liked about it was, it had so many PCIe slots and many PCIe lanes. Let's say you have 16 gigs of, not 16 gigs, X16 video card, you can add another video card, 2 video cards, and you still have 16 each, if I'm not wrong. But I had only one video card. I added more SSDs on it, more NVMe. In this machine, I had total 7 NVMe's, 3 on board and 4 on the external card. Everything ran smooth, fine, but I'm hardware enthusiast, so I sold it and upgraded it to the 10th gen CPU, which I don't know, it's here. The performance degraded but little bit, but still I was having fun. This is the time that I came to the smaller ITX machine. It didn't take much space, but I lost the freedom of plugging in whatever cards I needed, and now I'm used to just limit myself to the resource, to the slots. And this is my another machine that I still have in my bedroom. I think this one is. It's still very powerful. Xeon W I built for some friends long ago, 18 core. So at this time, if you are a creator, you're a music producer, I highly recommend this new 13th gen CPU if you can afford the electricity. I'm saying that just the CPU without anything, it draws 140 watts on benchmark, while the Mac Mini is maybe like 100 little something with everything. And on the graphic cards, you look at the 6600 XT. The Vega was also huge that time. It's still in my Core i5 10th gen machine, which is next to my Mac Mini. I'm editing now on the Mac Mini as well. On the editing, I don't have any problem with it. It's fine. I like it. What else do I have? Geekbench 4, it's long ago, but okay. So I think on benchmark, I can talk only about this much. And what I've learned is that score is not everything. Stick with what you know is working well for you and have fun making music. I hope all the glitches will be sorted out in the future by Apple or the software manufacturer. Bye bye.